So we're here today with Kevin McGarvey. Kevin is the president and co-founder of All Out Parking Lots, located in Havertown, Pennsylvania. And Kevin, thanks for being here with us today and taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule to share a little bit about your company. So why don't we start there? Why don't you tell us a little bit about the company? But before you dig into what your company does, I want you to share how you actually got started because I love these stories.
For sure. Thanks for having me, Joe. This is great. Excited to do this. So we started out. My company is All Out Parking Lots. We actually started out as All Out Seal Coat, which was myself and my best friend Marco in the summer during college, going door to door and sealing driveways with a beat up old van, some buckets, and a squeegee. And so we would, go ahead and seal coat driveways during the day. We would be knocking doors at night, trying to get more business. Once we graduated, is then when we went to, buying a big truck with a big tank and, really going in full bore. And so from there, we went and, we were in the residential business for 3, 4 years. Transitioned into the commercial business and started doing parking lots. So we were seal coating, we got into line striping, crack sealing, doing asphalt repair in parking lots. Then from there, we graduated, we got into paving, we purchased, the big toys and got into doing commercial paving. And from there, we actually added on another division, which is our national division, where we broker out work nationally for big brands, big Fortune 100 companies. And so, how that works is basically you have a regional facilities manager. They oversee, let's just say, the New England area, and they oversee 400 facilities. And they don't have time to call every Tom, Dick, and Harry in every part of all the different states, right? And so they'll give the work to us. We'll source the local contractor, make sure the scope of work is correct, make sure the pricing is in line, and then we'll go ahead and provide them with a proposal and do the work that way using a certified partner.
So you went from you and your roommate seal coating driveways, whenever you found time you could do that to actually now paving lots all across the country.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
have.
And you've got some big hitters as far as customers go. I mean, you've got publicly traded companies that are doing business with you today.
Yes, big Fortune 100 companies. We have 40 employees. We've done work in 44 states, and it's been a great journey.
Yeah, it's been around. I remember you coming on board into our Vistage group, and one of the things we talked about up front was, do you continue the seal coat? I mean, it was consuming a lot of your resources to do that.
Correct. Yeah, that specific line of business, it was an exercise that actually you and I walked through. I think on our initial call, and we went through and added up all of the hours that my team members were putting into this, kind of averaging a dollar amount per hour to how much each team member cost and salary, benefits, everything. And really, those costs were outweighing what we were making with that line of service. And so we were able to drop that, be able to subcontract that out, and focus on the higher dollar work. So it was a great exercise. And that was the initial thing when we talked about me joining Vistage.
Yeah. It's going back a little bit. So I'm curious, when you talk about this national work, I mean, how do you control the quality? Because I know you're a you're highly focused on quality of work. I know you talk about it all the time. So how do you control that in a national level?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we have to do is we have to go out, send out a project manager. Whenever we have a big paving project, we fly out a project manager to, let's just say, Denver, Colorado. We go ahead, we're on site with the regional facilities manager, walking the property, seeing everything that needs to take place. Then we go ahead, we put together the scope, and we meet with several certified partners that we've sourced out there, and we walk a lot with them, discuss, how we're going to approach the project, talk to them about their, equipment, trucks, everything that they have. We get references from them. We see previous work that they've done, make sure that they're up to, the all out standard. From there, we've been able to form just great relationships throughout the country. We also go to the National Pavement Expo every year, which is kind of our industry conference. And so we've been able to form a lot of relationships throughout the country through that as well. So with knowing many people in the industry, with talking to the different asphalt plants that are in the area, we're able to go ahead, find the right contractor, for that specific job, because some contractors are better geared toward, larger mill and pave, versus some contractors are geared towards, potholes or seal coating and line striping, more maintenance work. So with our expert project managers, we're able to figure those things out and make sure that that quality is there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, it makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure it's a real focus for you. So, all right, talking about challenges, what would you say one of your biggest challenges are today in the business?
Yeah. So we joined when we joined Vistage, other than the seal coating, the number one thing I said to you was, "Hey, culture." We had been at a point in the business where it was like Marco and I, grinding and doing everything we possibly could, but we grew to a size where, hey, we can't be doing all those things, right? We need to have the right team members on board, and we need to create a culture, where everyone cares. So being a member of Vistage, having certain speakers that came in and were able to talk to us about how they approach company culture, and there was one in particular that I really liked, and we kind of hired them, took their approach. We put together our 28 fundamentals called the All Out Way, and I can't tell you how much the team loves it, how much it's boosted morale, how great that it's made the culture. I mean, it's made the biggest difference in our business, and it was the biggest thing that I was concerned about, and we've done a great job with it, and I credit Vistage for that, because I wouldn't have found out otherwise.
Well, you deserve all the credit. You've put it in place, and you really embraced it. It's awesome. The culture that you've built and you continue to build there is just it's fantastic. It's fantastic to watch. So that's good. So I was going to ask you what makes All Out great, but I think you just answered that.
That's
It's
it,
a
the All Out
culture.
Way.
It's
That's
it's
Yep.
your people.
It's the right team members, and then creating that culture, and having everybody caring about it, everybody wanting to see themselves succeed personally within the company, and the company succeed overall. And that's it. It's all about people, creating a great culture, aligning incentives, and those are the things I learned at Vistage, and have helped us continue to grow here.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, well, all right. So you mentioned Vistage. Speaking of that, you've been a member of my group for a little over 2.5 years. So we're celebrating 3 years this fall. I'm just curious what your experience has been like. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always been big into like, hey, I don't know it all, right? I'm just figuring this out. A guy coming from buckets and a squeegee. Like, I need to, continue to elevate my game as the company continues to elevate. And so being around other business owners, that have larger companies here, that have been able to grow their business, over the years, getting the wisdom, the experiences. I mean, there's we have so many members in our group. So someone at some time has faced the problem that I'm facing, and so being able to dialogue with them, being able to have the whole group being able to look at the issues that I'm going through, and then be able to guide me, so that I'm just not going blind, is just a tremendous value, and has really helped me become the president that I want to be, the president of the company that I want to be.
Well, you've been a real asset to the group as well. I mean, what I love about the group itself is the expertise each of you bring at a different level, at different times and knowledge of things and share it with each other and generally want to help each other for the only reason you want to do it. And I can't go without bringing it up is that what you've brought to this group is a knowledge of Bitcoin that no one in this group would have known. It's just been fun. And I know you've been challenged by the group on this, but it's been an interesting path.
Definitely. I feel real strongly about that. We talked about that, I think, in our first conversation as well. Fortunately for me, everything's, played out well, I guess, to what I was speaking about, approximately 3 years ago to when I joined. And yeah, that's been an exciting thing for me to offer to the group. It's been an exciting thing for our team members. We introduced a Bitcoin bonus, which is a $5 weekly bonus that we give to everybody in the company. And we introduced that in November of 2021. And everybody's seen 116% return on that investment. And so we're real happy with that. It's been exciting, and still waiting on some other group members to get on board with it, but everybody does in time, so they will.
The best is part of the group were telling you you're crazy, and then they went out and actually bought Bitcoin. So
Themselves. Yep, that's what happens.
it's been fun. It's been a fun journey watching that. So all right, one last thing I got to share. We got to bring up is if this all out parking lot gig doesn't work out for you, which I know it's going to. You guys are growing and you're doing a great job. But if it doesn't, we've learned something about you, and it was in Montana at a dude ranch during one of our retreats. We learned that you, Kevin, are a poet. And
Well, I got to say that is the other great thing about Vistage is just the camaraderie that you get. You know what I mean? Making friends with your group members, being able to go on the retreat, kind of let your hair down a little bit, have fun. So I was able to do some cowboy poetry up in Montana. We had a good time, and it's been a blast.
yeah, well, you are definitely gifted. You have a talent there. So we're
I'll,
gonna
I'll
try to
keep
pull
my
more.
I'll keep my day job, but just in case, I'll keep.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking for more of it at the next one for sure. So,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
well, Kevin, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes here to share a little bit more insight about your company at All Out, and I want to thank you for being part of our Vistage peer group. You've been a great asset to it.
Thank you for having me. It's
All
been
right.
great.
All right. Thanks. Talk to you
Thanks,
soon.
Joe.